going on to you Aquarius out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. All right, so for you Aquarius, you have the the World, and then you have the Ace of Wands for you Aquarius. So these two cards right here off the rip. Oh, and then you have the Hermit. So you definitely have interacted with some boneheads. Okay, so these three cards is about you definitely have interacted with some boneheads that don't see the bigger picture. They don't understand the value of dating and relationships in the first place. They definitely heal their, they definitely conceal, their intentions towards you. And they weren't really transparent. So as a result, this shows that a lot of you Aquarius have to pretty much guard yourselves. You have to learn how to guard yourself, and you have to learn who to guard yourself against. A lot of you Aquarius are not necessarily sure who you should be guarding yourself against, and that's what part of what's messing y'all up in the first place. The Page of Wands and the Knight of Swords represents because you know that there's something going on that's wrong, right, with others. Why is it that you're having a hard time finding relationships? But the problem is you Aquarius are going about it wrong, or some things that you're doing, you're going about it the wrong way. A lot of the people that you're interacting with is based upon hypergamy, like it is that I was talking about, hypergamy. And a lot of people are caught up in the hypergamy game of trying to do better, right? Scale up. You know, everything is a video game reference. So as a result of it, you know, Page of Wands, the problem that you're having is that you're just so inexperienced. You expect other people to have the same amount of dignity that you may have, and that's where you Aquarius are getting messed up from. And I've had this problem myself too. The problem is you don't understand that people are different. The problem that you had in the past, Aquarius, is that you did not have the tools to be able to see where a person's value system is. So if a person is functional or not, you didn't have the value system to be able to understand that these are not people that you should be hanging out with. And I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I'm talking about anyone in general, right? Or everyone in general. I'm talking about how when you hang out with somebody, you're supposed to be screening them for their character. You want to see what their character is. And when you Aquarius find out that a person's character isn't on point, what you're supposed to be doing is you're supposed to leave them alone. You're not supposed to have them around you. Now, I'm not saying that you Aquarius are doing that, but what I am saying is you Aquarius are neglecting a lot of things, a lot of serious issues that a person has, and a lot of the times you're getting upset about it. And what I'm trying to tell you is that you definitely have the right and the privilege to be upset, but also you have all the tools in your making to know when somebody is wasting your time. This is what it is that I do over here. I showed you that if a person isn't putting in any kind of effort, it's a dub. I told you that if a person, if it's where you have to extend yourself and you're getting into the realm of pursuing and chasing and all that nonsense, that you should be leaving them alone. Because what they're showing you is they're not willing to put in effort. They're either that or they're in the game. One and the same. Because why would they even be talking to you in the first place? But then doing the dialectically opposite thing if they weren't in the game in the first place. So once you observe that a person is in the game, you're supposed to leave them alone after that. The Knight of Swords represents because that's one thing too, right? That's one thing too. You're not going to stop dysfunctional people from coming to you. You can't turn that off. You can't, because sheer numbers alone, and the chances are if you out here and you try to get to know us, somebody else, you're going to come across more than a few people who try to waste your time, right? And we'll get into the time wasting a little bit later. if this topic comes up. But the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Wands represents, but when you see people wasting your time, what I mean when I say wasting your time, I'm talking about they kind of stretch things out way longer than what they have to be. It's not a scenario where the two of you are actually getting somewhere. It's more so about they may hit you up now and then you may not hear from them for an exorbitant amount of time. All of that type of stuff is game. And if you're serious about having a family, if you're serious about being in love, that's going to ultimately waste years of your life. Because we're talking about a person that ultimately only wants to see you once a month, maybe twice if they're stretching it. Again, a year is 12 months. So you're only going to get a chance to see them, 12 times a year. That's not a relationship. And this is what I mean when I say the time wasted. Like the time, the nonsensical, stupid approach to it. Because it's like, with all of this, you know what I mean? With all of this, how do I say, generational wealth talk. How are people supposed to have generational wealth if both of the parents, both of the would-be parents, barely even see each other, right? They don't even have anything in common, because when they get a chance to actually interact with one another, it's just for a day, and then they don't really interact like that up until next month. Maybe even 2 months may pass. It's like, come on, yo, like that's a rolling stone. So the point that I'm trying to make here with that is there is no such thing as a relationship when a person is practicing that. So you Aquarius have to watch out for the time that's being wasted. That's one of the worst things in the world. It's time to be wasted. And this is what the Justice card represents. It represents you Aquarius have the knowledge. Now it's time for you to implement it, right? Look at it like a study. See, the problem that a lot of you Aquarius have is the Fool and the King of Wands. Y'all can take a lot of things not personally. Y'all can get impersonal when it comes to a lot of things. But when it comes to matters of the heart, this is where a lot of y'all weakness is. The weakness that a lot of you Aquarius deal with is you're dealing with the matters of the heart. People that are close to you coming into your life and messing you up. And it's good, because to a certain extent, it's good because it means that you're not a robot. So it's good. That's something that you're going to need, that you're going to have to keep. But what isn't good, or what isn't advantageous to a lot of you Aquarius, is the unnecessary problems that y'all go through. Because when it comes to romance, when it comes to family members, when it comes to long-term friends that you consider to be family members, those are the people that end up messing you up the most. And you don't peep the game as to some of those people were already kind of showing you that they were a problem before they started pulling this dumb stuff that they're doing, and that you should have cut them off a long time ago. So let's clarify the King of Wands. Once again, High Priestess, Page of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and then you have the Ten of Cups. So once again, the High Priestess, right, and the Page of Pentacles, these are people who tend to be very immature anyway, and they're concealing their own, intentions towards you. They were never trying to be in a relationship with you in the first place, a committed one, because they're in the game in the first place. So they can't give you something that they don't practice. Now, the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords represents, like I said before, you should have cut them off a long time ago when you started to see the problems started to show up. You're supposed to cut them off at that point. You're supposed to really kind of like peep game and hang out with them and stuff like this and kind of ask them what's going on with this. And then if they start showing you some issues again, then you're supposed to be like, okay, that's it. That's a dub after this. Because you understand that everybody is flawed. Everybody makes mistakes, of course. We're not treating people like robots over here. And even robots make errors. So it's like we're not treating people like robots. But then at the same time, you also need to take into consideration that if a person is making a habit out of this and they're not changing their behavior over time, then that's not someone that you're supposed to be having around you. Because if you just stick around, all that's what's happening is you getting played and you getting the problem in the end of it, while they just go off and then they come back and then they take advantage of your soft spot, and then the next thing you know, they're back in good with you again and the cycle begins. So the Ten of Cups now is about how, so since that's the case, the Ten of Cups, there's going to be a lot of relationships that you, Aquarius, are going to have to cut loose of. All right? Think long and hard about it. Let me know. But smash the like button. Okay? There's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website which has all the ways to be able to financially support the channel, so I can most definitely keep the channel going. Birth chart readings, tarot readings, the books that I have that are on Amazon. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.